We have players Khamil Pierre and Leilani Kapinus and head coach Shea. We will go ahead and open up the floor for questions for the players first, and then we'll take a statement from Coach Ralph. So open floor for questions. We'll start with Aria. Go ahead.
Yeah. Leilani, what was the key to your success, defensively and rebounding today?
I think just playing hard and we talk about it in the locker room, being relentless and just giving everything you have. So that's what I try to do when I get out there.
Brandon Bigsby, go ahead.
A double-double for you tonight, Leilani, including 7 rebounds in that first half. What do you feel like led to your success attacking the glass tonight?
I think just coming into the game with the right mindset. Coach talked to me about it before, just your attitude coming into the game and just trying to bring all your energy and give it to your teammates, and that's all I focused on.
Any more questions? Aria?
Yeah, Khamil, the last 2 games have been kind of slow starts in the first quarter. What's kind of happened after that to turn things around?
Just keep playing. I don't really worry about it too much. I mean, it's 4 quarters of basketball, so it's not really about me. It's just about what I can do to help the team, so yeah.
Brandon, go.
Khamil, a 5th double-double for you tonight as well. What do you feel like has been the biggest part of your success so far to start this season?
My teammates, honestly, I probably wouldn't have gotten it tonight if it wasn't for Lay. She told me she would do the dirty work so I could get 2 more rebounds, so it's definitely them.
Any more questions for the players? All right, thank you.
Good job, you guys. Good job. Keep me on my toes.
All right. We have head coach Shea Ralph. Coach will take opening statement after your team's 104-59 win over Samford.
Yeah, I'm overall really proud of our effort, and one of the things I know about really good teams is that you just never know who's going to step up night in and night out. And I think we have the makings to be a really good team because we have so many pieces, and what they said is true. I think they're trying to bring the energy they can to do whatever it takes to win. And that is a mindset, and not many teams have that mindset. It can be really easy this day and age to be more selfish, so I'll put it that way, as it relates to social media and attention and stats and what that brings and all the things, right? But what I love about coaching this team is that they do love each other and they do play for each other, and that's not anything I can give to them. I can talk to them about it and how important it is, but it's really cool because we do have so many good players that just about every night there's 2 different kids sitting here with me talking to you guys. That's an important piece of building a great program and a great team. On the flip side, I am again disappointed in our start, and we're gonna have to keep working on that. I understand, that we came out, our second half was much better, our second quarter was much better. I felt like we gave them way too many wide open threes. I don't like feeling like we're on our heels to start the game, and that's what it felt like today. So we'll have to keep working on that in practice. I also think it's good to be tested like that this early in the season. So are we gonna come out and have a perfect start every game? No. I know that. It's basketball, we're all human beings, and these things kind of happen. But how do you respond? So I am very encouraged by the response of my team the last couple of games, while understanding that the first quarters of each game, to me, are completely unacceptable. I'm not expecting us to blow them out of the water in the first quarter, but I'm also not expecting us to give wide open layups and threes to their best players. That to me can't happen if we're gonna do the things that we wanna do this year. So overall though, really proud, really happy for Leilani. The kid's been through a lot since she's been here. She comes to work every day with a lunch, what do they call it? A hard hat and a
lunch pail?
That kid is tough, different level tough. And today you guys got to see who she is. It's pretty cool.
All right, we'll go ahead and open up the floor for questions. Go ahead, sorry. Aria, go ahead.
Yeah, Shea, are there any tweaks that you think might need to be made, to the starting lineup or anything to kind of prevent those slow starts?
Maybe. I'm toying around with that. I'm not the kind of person or the kind of coach. I think one of the things that I've learned in my career is that you don't only start your best 5. But I do think it's worth looking at for me and talking with my staff about. And maybe that'll look different every game. I don't know. I've never been a coach that's done that. But I think I'm always open to evolving to make sure that I set the team up for success. So it's funny that you asked that because it was something that I was thinking about after the game, but I haven't verbalized it to my staff yet. I'm sure they'll have lots of opinions, but we haven't talked about it yet. But yeah, I'm always open to however I can manage the pieces that we have so that our team is set up for success from start to finish. It's a good question.
Go ahead.
I know on Wednesday you said that you thought that the first quarter struggles were just a lot of effort-based things, lethargicness, and focus. Did you feel like it was some of those same things today, or did you feel like it was maybe something a little bit different?
Yeah, I felt like we were trying. We were efforting better today. Twofold. I thought we started that way. And then I felt like there was some miscommunication on defense. They got some wide open threes. And then I'm not sure if it was physical or mental, but around the 5-minute mark, we looked exhausted to me. Exhausted. And I know there's no way, because I know what they do in practice. There's no way after 5 minutes we should feel that exhausted or look that exhausted. So I felt like we started with better effort. And then it was like wide open three, wide open layup. We're trying to press them. They're just picking apart our press. So I do like that we were tested in that way, but I didn't love the response. And, that first 5 minutes, I didn't love how we looked physically after they got a few open shots. I think it was different, though. I felt like the last game, we started slow. I don't know if you saw it, but that's what I saw.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, with Michaela not having her best game, how good was it to see, other people kind of step up there?
Yeah, that's what you have to have, right? That's what we have not had in the past. And hopefully it's a reminder to Michaela of why it's awesome to play on a good team. And she's going to be who she is day in and day out. But that doesn't mean she's always going to play astronomically well. She will always play astronomically hard, which is why I'm really happy that she's on our team. And so those nights where it doesn't seem to be clicking for her, hopefully today made her realize it's okay. You're always going to have teammates behind you. Just keep pushing through those moments. Everybody has them. Every player has them. But when you play on a good team, it's much less noticeable.
Brandon, go ahead.
Madison Green has been amazing for you guys off the bench all season. It seems like you've really leaned on her to be that spark plug coming in. She's also been the first person to come in off the bench the first few games. Mm-hmm. Have you kind of solidified her as that sixth man coming off the bench, or is that just more kind of a game-to-game basis?
For now. It's hard not to have her in the game. She does a lot. I always tell them in practice, when we're practicing, like, hey, everybody wants to play, right? I have 13 kids and they all want to play. Make me put you in the game. Do things in practice that I have to, we have to have her in the game. I feel that way about Maddie. She's got to be in the game. She takes pressure off Michaela because she can handle the ball and she can pick the ball up full court. And she's just a menace. She's just like a little bowling ball out there. She's all over the place, taking people out. And I think the things that she does makes it a lot easier for our team behind her to do their jobs well. So she runs the team well. We're still working on communicating her and I through different kinds of offenses. I like today that they played that little 1-3-1. You don't see that a lot. But I felt like our guards started to handle it a little better in the second half. So she was a big part of that.
Brandon, go ahead.
This question's from Elena, so she's not physically here, but she wanted me to ask her a couple questions. What do you feel like are the biggest things that you want your team to focus on before you face your first Power 4 opponent at the Acrisure Classic?
I never worry too much about the X's and O's part of basketball. When you have good players that want to be great, I always feel like that part's going to come along as long as they give the right kind of effort. I want our mindsets to be a little better. I think that's what separates good players and great teams. And when I watch my team practice, or when I watch us when we're not at our best, I feel like we're not laser focused and laser disciplined. And so people can take advantage of that and make a really good team look average, which is what we look like in the first quarter, right? So we're going to keep working on the things that we need to do, X's and O's wise. We're always going to work on that. We're always going to tweak it. I've learned to keep it more simple because it doesn't need, especially with the players we have, it doesn't need to be too difficult, but we have to be really disciplined with what we're doing and how we're doing it. And we have to be laser focused on our team, our goal as a team. And I don't want them to worry about the opponent. It is never about the opponent. The guys in the other locker room, they're going to be different teams every game, but every game we play has to be the most important game. Because when you get into March, you're not going to get ready the day before the game because you have a tough opponent. You have to play like today is the Final Four. Or the trip we're going on next week is our trip to the Final Four. What would it look like if we were preparing and playing in our first one in whatever, 30 years? What would that look like and feel like? Probably not like the last couple of days of practice we've had here, right? So in the issue, not an issue, but the challenge, I'll say it that way, the challenge for me is that I'm the only person in the locker room that knows that, right? So it is really good for me to, I'm learning, how do I teach that to my players? How do I teach that to my staff? How do I teach them that, everyone's like, what is it about UConn? What is it about, South Carolina? What is it about Notre Dame? What is it about those teams? It's not magic fairy dust. It's not that they get all the best players, because that's impossible. It's that they have the right mindset. They have the right people, and they're laser focused and laser disciplined on their team goal, right? That's it. But not many people know that, because not many people get to be part of those programs that year in and year out go to Final Fours and win championships. So what I'm finding is, and it's really fun, because this isn't something I was thinking about the last 3 years. It was different. That was a different kind of challenge. The challenge with this team is, okay, how do I get them to understand what it looks like, feels like, smells like, all the things to operate like a champion every single day. That's what we need to do.
Can I get one more?
Brandon, go ahead.
Elena also asked this. We haven't seen a ton of Justine Passat to start this season. I know she was dealing with the injury early on. Is she still dealing with an injury, or is it just working her back in? Or
Just working her back in. Yeah.
Cool. All right, Coach, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you before we go.
Thank you, guys.